Okay, it looks like it works. Okay. Hey everybody, Shinigami LDL here. Late night, and I just want to do this IRL thing, and I've sorry, just saying, just went from seeing Rogue One, a Star Wars story, and just what I thought of it. Basically, first impressions. Not a lot of time. Went to see it. Finished it about an hour and a half ago. So this is just what I thought of. Want to do something like this. I was going to do some of these IRL stuff or in real life things, vlogs and stuff like that. I really do like this idea, so I want to try it out. First thing, all in all, generally, it was an enjoyable movie. It was had a lot of action, a little bit of char- characters development. It had all the right all the right pinches of stuff to make a well versed and well focused movie. It felt like it fit to what its idea was to add a in between 3 and 4 and how it connects it all together. Um, and I think it did its job. Generally, I say overall it was a good movie. It's worth watching, worth going out to the theater and going sit there and watch it for. I think it's a almost 2.5 hour movie, so it's worth the time for that. There's always a little things here and could have been better, but that's with every movie. There's no perfect. But I'm gonna say what my opinion like, minor things I didn't like because it's just what I think. Take it as a novel, whatever. It's just what I feel. First thing, characters. All in all, main cast of characters were really, really well done, and the actors did a really good job. I mean, my two favorite though is Donnie Yen's character, and also the robot they have as their partner. They made those two just had comical aspects. They had good personality. Like all the characters felt like they had a personality, or they had the goal, and they had opinions and choices of the main cast. There are a couple of minor characters here and there included in that didn't have that, but the main focus characters did a well job on that. Made them wanted to follow them. Side characters, they did that pretty well too. It almost felt like how do I explain it? It felt almost like Disney or the like that ambience of Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars knows how to do group like that. Like they know how to make a bunch of ragtag people and put them together and make them play off each other well enough. I mean, we see a lot of places that cannot do that, but they did a good job here. The main female lead, Felicity character, understand her choices, you understand why she's doing it, and you traveled along with her. You went through the story, and you stay connected. They stayed pretty close, on point to following the main group of characters. A couple side things, but you stayed along with them. Remember, it's Rogue One, a Star Wars story. There were a lot of things that you expected to happen with this, and in the way of you knew that this was one of those missions that was already explained. Like if you watched episode 4, you knew what was going to happen with it. And it was a really good way to connect all and to fill in a loophole. Um, the captain and commander that follows along, really well done. I liked his acting, liked how he was. I liked how he made you realize, the nitty gritty of being a rebel, because that's what one of the best things about this was, seeing the nitty gritty to the Rebel Alliance. Because when we watched the original movies, they almost seemed too clean. Would be a good way to put it. They seemed too clean. They seemed like they weren't dirtying themselves. That they were the higher. That they were, um, pristine in that way. These you felt the soldiers. You felt the nitty gritty. You felt like they had to do what they had to do to make this. You felt like it was a resistance. Because you have to think about it. Resistances aren't usually the clean aspect. They aren't the ones that feel like they're always the right one. They're always the pristine. They're the resistance for a reason. They're the ones who do the dirty work. They're the ones who have to do things that people don't want to do to push themselves to get what they want out of it. And they made that here. Um, the Donnie Yen's character and the Heavy, the guy who partners with them. I love their play on each other because they seem like they were, partners. They worked out a balance. It was really well done in that way. Like you felt they were trusting each other. It was really good with that. Then the robot, he was amazing. Like the robot had those funny moments that you expect. Like the non-humanoid creature, well, not the non, well, the artificial creatures have always been really well done in these. Like the Star Wars does a really good job with them. They did a good job here too with it. Um, the setting was really well done. You saw how you still got a lot of connections with the prequels, the main four series. They were thrown in bits and pieces here that made it all build together, and they also stacked on each other. Like you could put this in here and it explains a lot to the series, which is really good because you wanted something to connect them. This is actually one of the better type connections to make you feel like, okay, now you understand why this was such a series. Because truth be told, in episode 4, when they said plans to destroy the Death Star and many people's lives were lost, that was a quick sentence, and they played music and you had that feeling that was pretty very important. But watching them actually do what they had to do to get these plans made it feel like, wow, they really did sacrifice. And just watching how the story flowed, really well done, because you still saw the beginning, the middle, and the end. Conflict balance wise was really well done with that, and you liked how you liked to see them, get what they needed, but you knew the consequence, and you got to see that. The locations they did, I loved that because you got to see different. You got a foresty grassland area, had a desert. You had a good variety of locations, and that made the planet, like, as each one they traveled to a different planet, made the planets feel unique. That's really good. That's something you want. You want to feel like each area was something new and something that was specifically for that. The villain, I say, well, I'll leave that for a week. Vader, one of the like Vader was one of the best things about just him in this movie. Really helps Hammer, and getting James Earl Jones to voice him really helped. And just watch him, like, there when you see him, he's there and he's on point. He is on point for. He feels so well put together. It's already established. The action scenes, they were really put together. There was a lot of dogfighting, a lot of space battle. There was actually a good space battle at the end, because there's always got to be a space battle at the end. Actually, it's always at the end. They have the huge space battles. They have some battles here and there, but it was usually emphasized, like, not as much as like one or two in the beginning and middle than the huge one at the end. Which, it's a good balance. It's a good balance. You wanted something like that. You don't want to always continue action. You want the balance. A little bit of taste, a little bit of taste, and here it is. So they did that, and that was really good. But as I said, they put a lot together, and you got to see what the overall effect was, because you got to see the subtlety, you got to see them not, like, you got to see them do the nuances, but seeing them then go full made it all much better. And as I said, the way they made the characters feel more gritty was really a good aspect. Like, watching them do things that you're like, that would be something to make sure that they would get the cause keep going, to help the cause. It is something that is regrettable, but they needed to do it. Or them going against the bureaucracy. It's still, the Rebel Alliance is still a bureaucracy, because honestly, you have to think that way. They have to do stuff like that. See them do what they have to, because they're rebels. They have to go against to get what they want. You see that. See them just persevere in their way is really well done. And it didn't have a dull point. Like, it didn't really have a dull point. Like, always when you go to a movie, if you feel like you have to check your watch, I feel like that's a dull point in a movie. I didn't feel like there was any dull points in this movie. So I like that. Like, I didn't feel like I had to check my time, or, oh my god, over. Felt like it flowed well. Now, like, there are still minor things here that, that have problems and which can be fixed. One is, I would say, the villain. It was a one-off villain. You knew it was going to be a one-off villain. didn't help that. Like you felt like, okay, this villain's gonna, and it's one of those villains that yes, they try to put a connection with the characters, make it more personal to make the villain more credible and more like more connected to it to have a purpose. But it's a throwaway. It's a throwaway villain. You knew it was going to be, and it had reason to, but it just the villain was not strong. Like the main villain, like Vader, strong. They brought back other characters that were good, but main antagonist I just didn't, because it felt like a one-off, and that's the problem. It was going to be a one-off. The other thing that sort of made me feel like a little rubby the wrong way, which they tried to do. I mean, kudos for them trying, but doing the CGI for like Leia and doing the CGI of characters. I just pulled something. Yeah, I apologize. As I said, I just came out after hour and a half. I just want to talk about it. But the CGI of certain people in the movie was the uncanny valley thing. Like you could see it, but you see it, and they did a good job, but it didn't look right. It just didn't look right. Like you're just like, can't. I know you tried, but it just doesn't look right. And you just look at them and go, I can't get. I could try my hardest, and I'm just happy they used it sparingly. Like it's not a lot of people in CGI, but sparingly. It's always humans too. Always the humans that look the weirdest. I guess because we see each other all the time. Seeing a person CGI is not easy to, like you could tell something. But I would say that, but they used it sparingly enough and just enough to emphasize, so you can get past it. But that's something that sort of just walk my view. It throws me off a little bit. And as I said, we CGI, and I don't know, maybe even a little more character development on certain characters. Like you get quite a bit of character development and character understanding throughout, but there's some that you wish they put more emphasis on. So you felt like, okay, their story is more driven to you, more personal. That you feel like, okay, I'm backing up this horse. But it's a 2.5 hour movie. They don't want to push it for three because we it could have done it, but we don't want that because you know how movies longer than 2.5 is really pushing the is because we don't have the patience for that really. But they done a lot of good things. As I said, the battle scenes were great. Ships look very well done. The environments were really good. The certain scenes where they transition and show off pieces and settings and sets, they were really well done too. I said there's a lot of positives. It's worth the watch. And even through the minor things, it's still really well put together. And you know, it's setting up a good standard for the side stories, for the one-off stories like the Han Solo that we were. And it's a good between place for like episode 8, then Han Solo, then we get episode 9, and we don't even know how long the number series. So this is a good way to help set that up and sort of keep it so everyone will have a series. Okay, as I said, I just wanted to speak quick. I wanted to do this IFL thing, see how it goes, and I just wanted to record something, so I figured I'd talk about the movie. And as I said, again, I'll repeat it. I watched Rogue One. I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. There were a lot of good things, a couple minor things that threw me off, but it's worth a watch. If you are a Star Wars fan, and if you like, honestly, if you like heist movies, too, it's a really good heist style movie. There's good characters in it. There's funny moments. There is action. There is drama. There's a little of everything in it to help it move along the story and to make you invested in it. And it makes the 2.5 hours just go right on by. So go give it a watch and tell me what you think. If you like it, great. If you don't, gotta be a reason. Tell me. I think it's worth a watch. As I said, guys, I just did this That's gonna be my first IRL. I think this is called in real life, and I'm just testing it out. I'm gonna try other things. I mean, like I just want to see this. This is a pretty cool idea of doing vlogs and stuff like that. I always like that. Talk opinions, talk about stuff, and heck, I even want to start this too. I even start reading manga. So I want to try this out. Alright guys, I want to end it here. Remember, my times, I usually stream games Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7:30, 9:30, and I stream Saturdays just whenever I want. And right now it's 7 Days to Die, Bioshock 2, World of Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy. You can also find me on YouTube. You can find me here at Twitch. You can find me on Twitter, Shinigami LDL. And I said I'm gonna maybe include more things with this RL. I may read manga, reviews on other things that I want to talk about, and just talk because I love. One of the things I want to do is just communicate to you. That's one of the things why I stream is to. Usually gaming, I'm focused on the game, so it's hard to talk to you guys. So I like this. Remember, don't regret the things that you regret the things. Okay. Well, I see you next.